How many of the groups or artists here mix their own record, record and mix their own record? How many of you master your record? That is, you go put it into this final form. Not? That's good. Are you afraid to say? And how many of you cut your own vinyl? I knew the answer to that. Well, I'm surprised that you master your own records, that you don't. I have a lot of people that do master their own records, and or they have a friend down the street. I'm not going to tell you they do it as well as we would do it, but they can do it very well. And those people, some of those are coming to me or other people that have lathes because they want to put out vinyl. And it's a educational process for them, because what might make a not great sounding CD is going to make a not great sounding vinyl. There's the garbage in, garbage out syndrome. So you people that like vinyl, I hope that you're making your best efforts, highest resolution, to cut the vinyl from, and not a super compressed version that maybe you might even like for CD. Super compressed product makes a very bad sounding LP.
I'll quickly let Michael just say, now that we've got our finished pressing and you're going to play it on your turntable at home, what kinds of things do you have to watch out for?
Well, obviously making records is really difficult, as you can see, and cutting lacquers is difficult. So if you're thinking of doing this, you know, look at the price, but consider the fact that you pay and you get. And the better people, like these two people here, are the two of the best in the business. They do great work. I'm sure there's cheaper work, and you might not get such good results. I mean, I brought this is a record that Bob cut in 1960, whatever it was, and you can tell Bob cut it because if you look on the inner groove or the dead wax area, there's a tiny little RL there. If you go to a used record store and see an RL in the dead wax of a record, I don't care what the record is, it's going to be a great sounding record, you'll see, or it'll be as good as it can possibly be. And if you're looking for an original pressing of this, which sounds better than any CD or digital version of this ever made, make sure it's got the RL, because there are some pressings that have the same label that won't have the RL and they won't sound nearly as good. So the thing that concerns me about this vinyl resurgence is that there's been a disconnect for about 15 years about how to play records, how to set up a turntable, how to even handle records. I talk to young people, and I mean, I showed them this. The best way to get a record out of a jack is not to pinch the edge. If you pinch the edge, you're going to leave a little bit of oil on the edge of the record. The stylus picks it up. By the time the heat of the stylus going through that gets to the end of the record, it's going to have hardened into a ball that's not the right shape, and you'll ruin your records. So the best way to take a record out is this way. That way, no part of the surface is being touched by a finger, and your hand is on the bottom of the label at the other side. It's a very simple little thing, but unless someone shows it to you, you'd never know about it.
You know, when I watch this process of cutting in the black paint, that's all that is black lacquer, nitrocellulose lacquer, and then spraying it with silver and pulling and stuff. It shouldn't work at all. You should be, the most you could possibly expect is to be able to recognize the song. And the truth is, it has some merit. Do you people play vinyl? Raise your hands if you play vinyl.
Yes. You didn't think this was possible. You didn't think it was possible.
Now,
I said everybody have a turntable.
how many of you think it sounds better than the other formats? That's really good. That's really good. And to the record companies in the back, it's smart that you stayed in the back. It's an exciting new adventure. The market is growing, and it's young people.
It's amazing what the LP will do. I mastered the new Radiohead that just came out, and there's a cut on there that has this really low synth kind of sound, and it's fairly out of phase. And I said, oh my God, they're never going to be able to cut that. So I prepared two versions in advance with it slightly monoed and one that was severely monoed. But I said, make a test cut of all of them and see which one. Well, the one that's on the original master without any manipulation, cut. And apparently, I haven't heard the test pressing yet, so I don't know if they can press it yet, but they can cut it though. So